I don't know if you really want to play Camille into that. Can be quite tricky. Can work out incredibly well if you do end up winning out on those early trades, but going to be the Draven Ashe lane instead, and the Camille will be going topside. So there is almost no more power you could have in a non-Kalista lane. Like, the Kalista's banned, right? But this is one of the most powerful, high damage with setup lanes.
A lot of different angles they could play for here for the next game here. Game number 2, let's hop into the Rift.
And look at where Zeus is as well, you know, just back. So not a whole lot of ways that this could go disastrously until a gold card appears.
Oh, that's weird. What's this TF doing in my lane? And yeah, that's a huge amount of damage. Faker in a bit of trouble, but he's not going to go down. And yes, aiming went back, bought the item, goes top, has Kellen, and they will look to push Zeus out.
And the Lucian is one of them, the Draven another one of them. And is this going to be a bit of a race down here? Zeus helping out in bottom. And the race is on. They're winning it for now. Yeah. See some backs coming through. We're going to see that swap back.
I mean, the turret's, you know, a bit tankier. And you see that even with all these minions hitting it and Kingen getting to work on this one, he's only now going to finally, and we're just farming it out. Remember that the last game, with how crazy it was, we still had a relatively quiet early game with, you know, both junglers just farming it out and a lot of just lanes going back and forth. We do have Faker jumping in now, and he is going to take a nice trade here up against Showmaker. The one thing I forgot about in the early game was Faker going down at level 1.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit of revenge here in this matchup at the moment. Will force that TP. Lucid was able to get an Ether Wisp, which will help his already fast clear. Small farm lead for Owner in the jungle. And both these comps explode when they get an advantage, but I feel like T1's does even more so because of the Draven passive, the cash-in that he can get, makes it so much more scary if you do end up making a mistake early. So Lucid is here.
Trying to get in on Taguma. The spear is going to be dodged, and Guma pretty fast on the runaway. Also Bubble Mist and heal committed to by Kellen. Meanwhile, no sums used by T1's bot lane, so Lucid gets in there, he's trying to help, but actually I feel like it's just going to be T1 continuing to dominate the bottom lane.
I mean, Guma still has ult, so if they take another few hits, could be in trouble. Aiming. Yeah. Scuttle does come over here, spots out the Camilla's arrow.
Ooh, very close, and another dodge from Showmaker, but still going to be slowed up here. Permafrost coming in, and that'll force the flash finally.
Some items here.
Lucid's going in there. I mean, Faker nearby, and immediately Lucid's just essentially going to have to flash over the wall here. Nearly going down as well. Say he's thinking about going very deep for that kill, but he's going to elect to push him away. Big fight here over the pubs, as Showmaker this time is going to manually input that emote, and Zeus is going super low. Over the wall goes Showmaker, as he's still alive. Zeus surviving for so long, and now Faker a big opportunity to potentially turn this one around. As Showmaker also extremely low, the permafrost does come in. But now the gold card off cooldown. They want to go for Faker, but guess who's here? It's Keria! He makes his way into the play as the Guma ult also sails wide, but this is still gonna go the way of T1 after all the shenanigans, as Showmaker also will bite the dust.
With all of anything, T1 still get both of those grubs. So go back all the way to what happens down here, as he did ult, but at the same time is caught by the tidal wave, flashes the bubble, but aiming has the damage. So this happened meanwhile. 2 kills for Faker.
2 kills for Faker. It feels like the money is really where you want it on the Tristana, just like it was. Oh boy. Well, now that money's right underneath a Nidalee, and Faker's in a lot of trouble. He is going to have to hop away. Does get the reset, and so not as much trouble as I expected. But meanwhile, Aiming and Kellen getting some big value here.
Lucid is trying to come up with some big plays, but is not coming up with much.
Yeah, they can't commit to that. Meanwhile,
scared, I think, knowing that Zeus' ult was coming back up there to look for the bubble after the tidal wave and just trying to kite back. Not going to get anything. As meanwhile, over here,
I don't know if T1 get this, but they are grouping up pretty heavily for it. The spear is going to go wide, and yeah, they don't want to tank it in front of 2 people.
I mean, I think this is a lot of value here for T1.
The charge, it should happen. Will they get the T1, the tier 1 rather, is the question. As Owner's going to go in and go down, will the Rift Herald. Well, Showmaker seems to not know, trying to take a 1v1 here against Faker. The arrow goes wide. Is now Faker gonna hop in, and the ult comes out from the Tristana to finish it off. But here is Lucid over vision, so Faker just gonna flash away, and now with Keria nearby, he will be saved. That's the second time Keria gets there right in time to save his teammate.
So this is Faker's
Okay,
1v1 against Showmaker. Looks like I'm going in for a fight. Arrow misses. And Showmaker avoids vision for just a moment, but he just goes straight in with the rocket jump and ults him.
Okay.
Meanwhile, mid lane, aiming in a bit of trouble, but he does have some teammates nearby, and Zeus to overextend, as the Guma ult also not going to land, so they cannot finish off aiming. Yeah, essentially, I mean, now that the RC is done, okay, well, he's very fast, but Faker is closing the distance. Here comes Lucid, and that means they want to go in onto Faker as the spear's going to land, but immediately Lucid will be denied, but Faker in a lot of trouble as the big one hits him, and it will be enough. The bubble will miss, and now we got TP coming in. This is the Camille, as, yeah, Kingan's just dead here. And they're going to try to get this kill over to Guma. That's a double for Guma as well. They take down the top end jungle, and now it's T1 looking at the Baron.
Big cash-in will put him 400 gold ahead now of the 3-kill Lucian, so he finally takes a lead over aiming. Looking to take this Baron here as D+ grouping up.
Oh, Showmaker, oh, he's going to get flashed on by Owner. Excellent play with the Arctic Assault flash. That's immediately going to catch him off guard, and Showmaker, with this flash, he does get away. Now, that does stop the T1 Baron.
This one, but they're able to at least keep T1 off it. Guma?
Oh, chance here. It's a lot of damage in a Guma. Spear. It was actually kind of a cute tech that Lucid did as well. He threw the spear towards Faker, and then he smited the back minion. And so the spear actually hit on that top play.
I mean, D+, they have the Destiny Gate, but where are you going with it?
Are they going to get here on time? They look for Keria. He just flashes in, and now the ult comes out, and there's no entry for Lucid to make it into the pit. No hope of a steal. The arrow going to be thrown in. Showmaker wanting to keep this game, this fight alive for the side of DK. That's another gold card as they are going to push them into the west side jungle.
Gotta be so careful about chasing through here, though. Zeus has his ultimate. Woo! And he might just lock down whoever steps forward.
That's a culling, and more poke is coming out. They're trying to get this poke in, but now the engage comes out from T1. They pull the trigger, and Zeus is able to frontline Guma and Keria. They stay alive in the 2v2 as well as aiming goes down. It is a clean ace for T1 in game 2.
Yeah, and likely the last nail in the coffin here at 26 minutes. T1 looking to push and break open this base. And what is arguably T1's cleanest game of the season so far. Very, very one-sided affair. A few draft tweaks, a strong early game, great map reads, not shaken by the lane swap. And this is the bounce back T1 fans were waiting for in this series against D+. Game 1 definitely left you feeling a little shaky, but this is the win you were looking for.
Into, you know, a very split, crazy fight. Take a look at the damage from the top laners. It's not very impressive. They had to fall behind with the lane swap he had, but still Zeus, you know, made some nice plays there towards the end, so props to him. And